I got some of my stuff. I got some of my stuff ready to go. So I got to get all this done for my friends. Because I have to show up Friday morning for the shit show. And the shit show is probably going to be horrible. Because it's been horrible almost all week there at work. And they wonder why I hide. And I only work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes you gotta hide from the shit show. I mean, 2 of those days I usually have to work a half a day, but that's okay. Just so the shit show, I get some kind of peace. Oh, I'm good. I'm very good. I'm on my 4 day vacation every week. My work is ridiculous. They would like me to live there if it was up to them. Oh, yes. If I don't have peace, there's hell to pay. I just told my work to put me in 12-hour shifts because the shit show was getting too much. It's always work that puts me in a bad mood, never no one else. And the residents. Those residents are like, they're worse than gangsters. They really are. I love my coworkers to death. I have my besties. Alright. I'm making all these guys Grinch decorations because they all got mad because I only made two. And they said they would love to have a Grinch, so I made a bunch of Grinches. Oh, it's inspiring. I don't know how inspiring I am. I just tell the truth. When the residents be acting crazy and trying to throw phone chargers at you, I just tell them that they need to stop. They usually report me most of the time. No, I will. I guess I do. Day and night. I work 7 a to 7 p. So, and then sometimes I come in early and do 16 hours. But I can't deal with those guys for 5 days in a row. I'll be in the cuckoo bed. That's how that's going to be going. I just told my boss that she needed to put me on 12s and give me a raise or I was out. There's only so much you can do. I'm looking up more French stuff. I kind of like this one bridge over here. I'm just gonna make sketch it out this way, and then subsequently, well, I don't think we all have a choice. I need health insurance. I had an infection in my jaw, and they have very good health insurance, so I have to work there because I got a really good surgeon. That got rid of all my jaw problems because everybody tried telling me to get veneers on Facebook. So, being the medical person I am, I said, okay. And I was looking, they literally don't inspect the health of your jaw. You don't actually see an actual jaw surgeon. And then they take these special kind of nails and they drill it in your gums and stick a really nice set of teeth in there. I asked my surgeon about all this. He told me that people are going to die like this. So I tell everybody to go actually see an actual surgeon before you think about getting these veneers and all this stuff. I mean, just because it's on Facebook or this or that doesn't mean it's good for you. Because if I didn't get my jaw looked at and he didn't, he cut here, here, and here, and here, and then removed like 3 teeth. And then it's easy. You just get those little clippy things, and it goes in your back teeth. But he found the infection, stitched me up really, really good. And it's probably better than veneers. And yeah, I got a chip on my front tooth, but I can get a crown, and those are only like $400. Or you can get implants, but all people are going to be dropping dead because all the bacteria that's still in their gums, and they're getting this stuff just stuck on top of their gums that's already infected. I was like, no, thank you, because that's just crazy. I'm doing the basic outline of this. I somehow can't get this whole thing. I probably need a whole poster board for this, but for some reason, I'm better at anime than anything else. Probably because I'm a new artist. Because I'm really cheap, and I want to do my own cover art for my book that I wrote. So, oh yeah, my husband, he's gaming. He streams. His name's Dark Angel. He's always doing something like that, and then he yells and screams. And I got my stream going where I don't know. I kind of, when I started over here, I didn't know how you stream on YouTube, honestly. So, because I came from Facebook and I did some fire. Oh, you're welcome. I did some fire reels. I did. I'm doing Chong the dog daily school horoscope over on TikTok and Facebook, but the TikTok one looks so nice. I've been editing for Facebook now for 3 years, and I'm starting to get really good at it. And they've been giving me new editing tools, and so has YouTube. They've been so nice, and thank you, YouTube, whoever's watching. So I'm able to take these editing tools that I get from that when I'm over here. That's how I get the nice little music. That's really not mine. It's compliments of AI and whoever's watching in the world. But it helps my reels because sometimes when I go look up songs, I got to see where the song has and where it ends and how the singer's singing, and sometimes that just gets too much. It really does. That's why I enjoy making my some of my reels over here with that, but I do have other stuff, and I want to say the TikTok one I did today is good, and every day I'm gonna do a daily horoscope over there because I don't have enough energy to go on Facebook that much because I have so much editing to do, and I have 6 Facebook groups, and everybody constantly is always trying to get me to join their group. And the thing is, if I have 6 groups of my own that I manage, why would I sit there and try to get involved in another group? Because when you get these groups together, I don't think the other groups understand because they're newcomers. You get these groups and they got rules, and you can get in trouble with Facebook and everything else if you go against like different things. So you just can't share what you want and this and that. So I just shared in my own groups, and I got 6 of them. At early in my career, I decided that I was just more was better at the time, and I figured when I grow, they'll already be there. So that's what I did, and I just said to myself, I'm going to do some fire reels because that's how you succeed in Facebook. And I think what I've been doing lately, my exposure's close to 20K. I mean, I don't make a whole lot of money. I only make a little over there. You don't have TikTok, but when I'm using it, I used to feel drained, so I didn't use it. Well, I do this because it gives me publicity. I'm not a big rap star, obviously. I'm I'm not in one of those fans only crazy things either. So I really have zero exposure. And the one thing I do well is coordinating groups, and I'm good with money. So I kind of focus on that, I guess you could say, and use those skills because I feel that it's a little easier and better to do it that way. Alright, and this goes here. Gotta make this hackle this way. And I use all the networks for my.
So you want barbecue for your chicken tenders?
I hate barbecue sauce.
What sauce do you want? Honey mustard, um, ranch.
Ranch is good.
Uh, Good.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep this crunch head right here. But anyways, going to. I have to do. How you understand? But this is why sometimes it takes me so long to get over here. Because to keep yourself alive, that's what you have to do in social media. So I don't really do tarot card readings over there because I would be doing tarot cards all day and I would never get any rest. So I figure I do the actual readings over here, and I do like I have very, I don't know how to describe it, descriptive dreams. And once a day I get like a really weird dream and it ends up in something of a horoscope all the time. So I did this, and I'm gonna do make this real basic. I want to show you. I've been practicing on my sketches. I'm gonna put Happy Holidays from the Grinch, our first of my Grinch collection. But I get very, oh hello, I get dreams that are very descriptive, and a lot of times it'll have like an animal sign which coordinates with the horoscope, and it happens every single day. So I'm doing them for. I'm gonna start doing for the reels my dreams. So it's not there's they have this lady over there that she's so funny on TikTok. It's a AI person, and she goes around just talking about go on the comments and put this number, that number. And she'll say that if you're reading this, this will happen, and you can have universal protection. And this is the stuff that they listen to every day on TikTok. And I guess since I have a following over there, I gotta help my people. So I take my dreams, and I have very good like AI stuff that I can like. It kind of. I did a post today. Oh, I got another follower on TikTok. I did a post today. Um, I mean, it's going pretty good over there. But this lady is just crazy, and I would take my dreams, and they have where you can get your picture, and if you want to look like more mystical, it makes you look kind of like you, natural, but it gives you mystical clothes and all this stuff like that. So I'm trying to give somebody a give back to TikTok and give them something that's real. Because sometimes, like, I'll see a snake and I'll just see very things, and I don't know why I see it, but I do. And I don't have, oh, good, all the pockets on me. But I might as well put it in a reel, and I feel that somebody that day was meant to listen to it, but I don't know these people because how could I? I'm here and I dreamt about it, so it is what it is at that point. I'm almost out of white paint. But anyways, I guess that's my story with that. And this is pretty much what I do all day till I come over here. And I don't even type out readings for anybody on TikTok because I'd be looking at typing out 50 to 100 a day. And then on top of that, I got the psychotic residents that I got to deal with all the time. And these guys want me there all the time. That's the problem with my work. Oh, you have to go? Okay. Well, thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. I never really thought that I would get a following over here. I really didn't. I mean, I already knew I had Facebook, and I'm comfortable there. I like Facebook. I gotta admit, I'm a Facebook junkie. If I was to need volunteers for any of my dogs, I could go on Facebook, and I guarantee I'd have 100 people helping me with my dogs. I got love for them in this way because I feel that I do like you guys. I'm not saying I don't, but since I came from there and I get a lot of love from there, sometimes I get shit. They shit talk me, but it's like good shit talk. They always say I forgot how to press my live button. But the thing is when I go over there and I live stream, there's always some weird person that comes on, and when they troll you over there, it's not like here where you have somebody that monitors you and they know if you win a community standards. Over there, you could be within community standards, but if you're not giving in and I don't know, just like flirting while you're live streaming and things like that, a lot of times they'll say stuff or report you and then your stream gets taken down. And it's happened to a lot of my friends over there. So I just use it for advertisement because ever since I had the check mark and got a large following, I got groups. So what are you gonna do? You know? All right, we got somebody with an issue here. I think I already did yours about your future spouse, Karan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I replied to yours. Let me see. This lady has a problem. My ex broke up with me 3 weeks ago. Will he come back to me? Please tell me. Oh, description. Yeah, I could do yours again, Karan, if you want. Just to see, we could always do another one. You could get the same cards and the same reading. It just sometimes appears in different ways. But yeah, what is it? Uh, I'm so bad with names. Dishi or Dashi? I'm sorry. I know. I'm surprised it's here. All right. I can do a pathway reading on the energy, but I can't tell you if he's going to come back. But I will tell you if somebody leaves, and my mom used to always say this when I was younger all the time. If somebody leaves and doesn't come back, they weren't meant to be with you. And that's the easiest question I have for that. Oh, how you do? Because it's true. If somebody leaves you and bad things happen, sometimes if you stay together, it makes it toxic. And if you have a toxic relationship, it's not good to have a toxic relationship. It really is not. Toxic relationships just lead to bad paths, and you get in twisted paths, and It happens to a lot of people because they don't listen to their inner selves. I listen to my inner self every day. One day, my mom came to me and I was depressed and kind of wondering if I should do yarning again because I love to crochet. Love it. And my mom told me to paint, and look there. I found out I could sketch a little bit. So sometimes you got to pay attention to the universe when it talks to you. I will tell you that. And this is Dashe, I think. But your whole path with your ex is in a new moon in Leo. And this talks about confidence and ego. And this guy you were with, Leos are very egotistical. Very. My husband's a Leo, but he could be egotistical at times, but they have a different ways about him. So he's in one of those ego moods, and it can and their energy can get really nasty when it's like that. And it's surrounded by a full moon in Scorpio, which is talks about releasing negativity. It's saying it was a bad cycle. Whatever was going on was bad. Then you got a full moon in Sagittarius, and this just tells you to look ahead, think of the final outcome. So I don't. I think They're trying to separate you two, and if you go back, I feel it's not gonna be good for you. And then you just get what you get after that, and you don't want that. That is something you absolutely do not want. I will tell you that. And I'll redo your reading, Quran, about your romantic life with the husband. Because I know I did a reply because it was by my altar, and I did see a flash of somebody that you meet in about, it was like 6 months to a year. I seen a flash of somebody, and you guys just connected. So I did see that. But it's gonna just be some random stranger. You're not being blocked by anything because you really haven't done anything horrible to anybody. But malicious people do get blocked by love. And everybody wants love, even the most evil people in the world. They want love and they want children. So believe you me, when you get withheld love, it affects you, even the darkest soul on the earth. And this is true facts. True facts. Even Hitler had a girlfriend. So if Hitler found in his heart to love somebody and have a girlfriend that he loved and cared about, then even the darkest of hearts can feel love. Anyways, yours is in a new moon in Virgo, your romantic cycle for this. And it's just telling you to do some charity. Give back your time, give back energy to people. I would be careful who you help because you don't want anybody crazy stalking you, or maybe just help somebody with that's in your scope that you're meant to help. And then you got a new moon in Aries and a full moon in Libra. Full moon in Aries just means for you to take action on something. It could be, I'm feeling it's something you always wanted to do, but you held out. I'm feeling it's like going somewhere, like traveling or something. That's what's coming to my head about that. And you got a full moon in Libra also, which just means whatever you do, it's going to balance out. So maybe this is when you're going to meet this mysterious stranger. I don't know. But just be careful, and there's always one or two tests before the one appears. There's always one that isn't. It's like I don't know. It's like a game. It's like Waldo. Which one is it? Type thing. Because if you're given a soulmate, as much as the light could bring, I'm gonna make his mouth green since I'm not coloring this in. But anyway, since the light could bring you a soulmate, the dark can also mess with you and make it a test, which they do. They totally do this. And they try to disrupt it because that's what darkness is. It's chaotic. It goes against happiness. So when you do meet this person, you're going to meet another person. And this other person is just going to be there just because things like to see our personal torment. They like to play with our emotions, things that you guys probably can't see. I like to call them not demons, they're just dark souls that are jealous that you're happy type thing. They're really not malicious, they just like to steal away joy. They've been around since the beginning of time. They called them jinns at first, and they've been called all different kinds of things all through time. And a lot of times when you get an actual soulmate that the universe wanted you to have, sometimes the jinn community, if it's near a jinn can always appear. That's what they've always said in mythology. And I guess they'd be on the negative sector because they really don't want to see you happy because they're not humans. I guess they don't like humans that much, you could say. They think that humans are silly, and that's just how they are. But I'm not saying you're going to run into one. All I'm saying is be alerted about it because when a good event comes, so do the bad. That's how this kind of thing goes. And it always happens with a soulmate because a portal opens. And when those portals open, that's it. And they won't open for somebody that's like a fly by night thing. They never do, ever. It's always for the soulmate because it's much easier for them to see your misery. That's what they do. To protect yourself from these kind of things, you just have to have faith, pretty much. Well, let me get this holiday thing in here. You gotta think positive, and you gotta cleanse your houses. And I would keep I would say rose quartz, and between rose quartz and regular quartz, and of course the purple stones. The purple stones are good protection, and they're good for like psychic abilities, but they'll protect you against psychic things if you can't see them. But that's what I would do since you're so close to finding this soulmate. But this is how these things kind of go. I mean, don't be scared about it. It's not like you're going to have monsters following you. They just maliciously, they're like, I don't know, they just act malicious and they try to literally break your heart. And they put crazy thoughts in your head. That's about the most malicious they get. That's why a lot of times on the Gaia network and a lot of psychics will tell you to meditate because these things totally do exist and they prey on weak minds. I've seen a gin or two in my time. They're not they're not fun. They can get pretty nasty and you gotta show no fear if you actually see one. But I doubt you'll ever see one, Quran. But you always should be aware of them. I think that's all the green I'm gonna use. But I used to see a lot of them when I used to do house cleansings back in the day. I've kind of done a lot of stuff. People call me in for favors for this kind of thing. And when I do these little house cleansings, sometimes I see malevolent things like this. And they're not the nicest, and they're pretty nasty when they want to be. But I guess it is what it is at that point. I'm going to try to fix up this eye area with this black. But that's my advice about that. And I personally love crystals. I really do. I think I really think they're the bomb. I'm just putting a little black inside of here because I'm going to put a little more white just to give it more defined features. Because I've been watching these TikTok painters. And they're pretty good. They really are. I mean, I'm already over there. This guy had almost the same followers as me, which is sad because I really don't try. I'm just literally there for advertisement, but he's really cool. He's from the LGBT community too. He's fun. He's so funny. He was talking. I was while listening to one of his reels, and he was talking about how his parents were really religious, and they told him to pray away the gay. And he made this huge big joke, and I was laughing. I thought it was so funny because how could you pray away gay? And who cares if you are? I mean, nobody cares. I mean, I personally don't care who anybody sleeps with. I mean, as long as it's consensual and people are happy and everybody's enjoying themselves, I guess it's fine. Hopefully, everybody's safe. Some people get into that rough stuff and like that cutting. I was practicing on how to do a love scene. You guys will laugh at this while I was writing my book. And, anyways, stop. Anyways, when I was practicing with this love scene, they were talking about the dominatrix and all this, and because you got to research everything when you're a writer. And I was just like, OMG. They have clubs in Texas for S&M. I didn't know it was a thing. And I'm more of a horror writer. It took an act of God to be able to foreshadow a scene for love because I just don't like writing about it. It's not my bag. So anyways, I'm sitting there researching all this stuff and they have actually exclusive clubs. And it's obviously, I think it's 10, it used to, they were saying even dollared amount. It was $10,000 to join this club. And like there was agreements when you went in and they had all these different areas where people were being tied up and this and that. And I was like, I don't know how anybody does it. I'm not judging. If that's what they do and it's consensual, that that's it. But I guess anything goes in Texas, but I guess they have exclusive clubs like this more than just Texas. Somebody told me. And I was like, I don't think I'll ever be attending one of these, but it's okay because I'm not judging them. I guess everybody's having a good time. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, and then they have like where they share their wives, like wife swapping type thing, and I guess that's a thing. And people get into it. They take care of the children, and they have these houses they get, and they have a whole house, and everybody just goes there and has sex, and it's all consensual because the husband's having sex with someone else. They have these huge sex parties. I was just like, I just literally did a basic love scene. I was like, I do write more medieval stuff because I seem to like it better, but even in medieval times, these things were going on, so I had to learn it. It was scary to know what was going on in the world like that, but everybody was like, "Why'd you research that?" I was like, "Well, if I'm gonna write a love scene, I had to." And then I read all these books on cowboy romances, and I tell you, these cowboys, they're kinky. It's some of the kinkiest the books I ever seen in my life. But these are the things that I had to read to learn how to write a love scene because the women that write these books are very good at foreshadowing a love scene. I did a basic foreshadowing of a love scene on Lily in the Darkness, because it's for an adult. So if sex applies, you gotta write it in. These are these are writing rules, so it is what it is. There, this is turning out pretty sweet. I think my friends will like this. I got this. I just gotta put the white paint in. Since they all want the damn Grinch, all of them. They was like some of them they didn't want. I gave to residents. They asked me what I was doing more Grinches. I did some. I posted the other ones I did. My one friend says I'm gonna be. She buys me all my poster board. My one nurse friend, and I used to work with her for years, and everybody hates her at my work. And I tell her I've learned to make friends with the most unlikely people. I tell everybody, and we call her the sheriff because if one thing goes wrong in the facility, she knows the DON's number and personally talks to them. So this is why I call her the sheriff. And I'm always, I mean, when you're in a workplace like that, you gotta kind of know who to talk to and who has power and who doesn't. That is how it is working in the medical field. I've seen a lot of people going around there being assholes, thinking they're controlling everything. And yeah, they act like it, but in the end, the people that are friends with the people in power that they listen to are the ones that win. So whenever I get in trouble, I just go straight to her. I go straight to the sheriff because this is what you have to do at my work. And I worked with her for 5 years. And everyone's like, "How'd you work with her?" It's like I told them all that sometimes you have to learn to get along to get ahead. And this is what I do. And I do actually like her. She is very calculated person, but you know, So what? We all are. It is what it is. I mean, her son's like rich, and he pretty much is one of those higher ups on Amazon. That's why when she might even buy me the computer. Who knows? I might end up getting two computers before all this is done, which would be nice because then you guys can watch me paint. All right, this is looking really sweet. You know, I forgot to put a little white in his eyeball. Hang on. Get my one brush with the white paint. It's these little details that literally will make or break you in a painting. All right. I might have to use the black to fix up these eyes. This poster thing is black. It just looks crazy like this. I got the white paint this way. It's always these cartoon things that I'm good at. Alright, well, that's about as good as this is going to get. It'll be good for someone's store. But that's what I got, and I'm going to try to get another one of these done. Let this one dry, and then grab the other one, and then do another Grinch. I think I got about 7 of them done. I'm just going to go on a Grinch-a-thon since that's what everybody wants from me at work. There, I got another one. But, yeah, I think, yeah, I did yours. Alright, I'm going to look up another Grinch sketch now. I wanted to do him with a heart, but it just didn't work out well for me there. Alright, I'm going to do the same one but put it this way so I can get his fingers with the heart. I think that was the problem with that one, but I saved it with just the face. I'm getting better with proportioning things. And this honestly is not easy as it looks. I'm going to do the heart first. So I want to be able to get his hat stuff in here. Maybe if I do this. And I got all these pastel stuff that my friend the sheriff got me, and it's this pastel chalk stuff that really I can work with the best. Alright, his fingers are around the heart, so at least I know where this starts here. So I'm going to come out this way, and then 3 fingers up that way. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Comes down like that, that. Just goes that way. And this is skinnier this way because he's not a big person. Alright. I'm going to put the arm of the jacket here. I'm going to adjust this to here. Alright. Alright, then I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna start with the dimensions of this heart because this on the way I'll know how to get the damn face going. Since I have problems with this today. Alright, I might have to make this heart bigger. It's supposed to go. So I'm gonna have to extend this out and then do my little eraser thing. That's what I've realized. I don't have an eraser, but I could do this. Well, I redo this because I have to make sure this lines up with this. That way to here. And that makes more sense. That's what I'm going to start doing. I don't have an eraser, but I have this. I'm going to get his other side. I got this so far. This is very exciting. You guys should try to do this. I never thought I could do this until now, but to me, I find this very exciting. Now, before then, I was like, I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to do that because I'm a writer. This is what I do. This is what I've done since I was 10 years old, write and do nursing. And that's all I know. And you'll behold, this stuff came along. Alright. And then you just even it out over here. And then I even out this way here. You don't want it too, you want it to kind of come together better. Alright, and then I have probably just gonna have a lot of fluff right here. I'm gonna make more fluff this way. It's just gonna be one big fluff ball for that one. Alright, then I have here, I'll go under here, and then these hands come together here. Alright. Then, alright, they come together like this. I gotta fix that on top like that. Just erase that. Alright. You just fix this up because if you don't get it done at this stage where it's totally fixed the right way, it gets all messed up. More messed up than you would like. Let's just put it that way. I'm just going to shade some of this way with the white. Even though I'm going to do the red to give a contrast. What I love about this stuff too is these damn shading abilities. The more shaded it looks, the better it looks. I don't know why, but it seems to be true. I'm going to shade it to it's a small heart and tweak this picture up and make it a little better. I don't know. I think it looks better shaded. Stupid little camera. That looks much better. And then I got to shade in his face. Someone will like this at my work. And I tell them I had to pay copay for this and for this operation I had. I had to pay $600 out of pocket, and that was after the insurance paid the other 50,000 for my jaw. So I put this reel out. It was so hilarious. It was an Instagram reel actually, and it had the Grunge dancing, and it said all y'all are getting a Christmas dance for Christmas. My friends looked at it; they thought it was the funniest thing ever, funniest thing. And I told them, y'all get a Christmas dance and paintings now. But I've started a thing. I did this last year, and now that this year I'm getting better, it's just catching up on things and making payments here and there, which is not a big deal. And they fight over these. Just like the other day, I told everybody, go give my friend Regina one of these. I was like, she's stalking me for a painting. And then my nurse friend, my bestie, one of my besties at work, she's like, "Oh no, she ate my food," and she's NPO and has her issues, and I was just like, "Oh." So she told me she couldn't have one. So I'll probably give her one Friday. Maybe that epic thing is done. But the woman was a nurse, and she's so bad sometimes. People that were in nursing are the worst patients. They really are. They could be very awful because you tell them one thing, they already know what you're going to tell them, and they will cuss your ass out. This is how that goes in nursing. I'm sure doctors are horrible patients too. They just like be looking at you, the nurses that are your residents going, former nurses. I already know what you're doing. And it's like, okay, then why are you complaining about it if you know what I have to do? And they just don't want you to do it. But after a while, sometimes they come around, sometimes they don't, sometimes they don't have a choice. Such is life. I do enjoy hospice, and I want to say taking care of. I took care of kids, the special needs kids. I really enjoyed that when they literally was selling the building, gave me severance pay and everything. I was thinking at one point about going to Pennsylvania where they moved to and working there, and I was like, no, that's not realistic. I was like, I guess I gotta let it go, and it was hard. But I really enjoyed the kids a lot. I thought they were the best. I used to have my kids go up there all the time, and I made them volunteer. And they would sit there. They're like, "Mom," because we go to like these little carnivals and stuff, and we needed volunteers. So I would take my kids out of school, and I made their ass volunteer. And they were like, "What do we do?" And I go, "You're pushing wheelchairs." And they'd be looking at me like, "No, Mom, no." I was like, "You're pushing wheelchairs." And then my husband come and he started pushing wheelchairs. And it was a real nice time. I mean, we got in the fair for free and everything, and it was nice. And I feel it teaches kids that sometimes there's less fortunate people in the world, and if you can help somebody in need when they need help like that, it's some of the best things. So eventually, my kids was like, "Oh, so and so wants to go on the ride," and I got him free rides on the ride. And they were like, "Oh, I didn't know Jarrell liked video games and stuff." And I was telling my younger son, I was like, "Why would you think that they would like something different than you liked?" He's like, "I don't know." And they were talking about video games for like hours. I mean, he was in a wheelchair, and it was nice because you couldn't even tell. And my younger son was like, "This was actually fun, Mom." And it was nice because he got to go on rides free because I told him he needs your help to get on the rides. So we helped him get on the rides. So of course he got on free, and they enjoyed each other's company, which was nice because I feel that if people got out there and was friends with the disabled people of the world, I feel it'd be a better place. But it's just my personal opinion because I feel people get in their head too much. They really do. And they forget that there's a whole bunch of people out there that are unfortunate that would love to be able to do half of the stuff we take for granted. And they do. There's kids that literally was like will sit and they watch TV and that's their home. And it's sad, but it's the way of the world, I guess. There's people that had a full life, had a stroke at 50, and they're in a nursing home. And where did these guys go and do? And what do we do as a society for them? We make fun of them most of the time, and it's not right, not at all. But this is the stuff we do. Anybody who's different, we make fun of. And it isn't right. Just because you're, a lot of times, my patients would always tell me, you don't treat me any different. And I said, why? Because you're running around in a wheelchair. And I make a joke about it because honestly, they don't want to be reminded of their disability and they want to be treated normal. They honestly do. And people don't treat, if they're different, they treat them a whole different way. It goes towards race, people in wheelchairs, everywhere. I think it's just a thing of the human condition. I don't. I'll tell them my patients, and then they tell me they're glad that I call them on stuff because I treat them like a regular person. But here is my sketch of the Grinch. I don't know. I think that one's really nice. I think I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it in white. I'm thinking of just doing white with this and just do a classic one. Where the hell did my white paint go? No, it just, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I know I just had it. I think it would look really nice and classy. Sometimes it's nice to make a piece that's just one abstract color since it's already black poster board. I feel this would be nice. And I'm going to keep some of the chalk in places that I want, like certain parts. Because I feel one of the Grinches does, every Grinch doesn't have to have green in it. And the thing with painting is if you want to keep some of the shading in with this pastel, you can, which is really nice. Like some of the shading inside of this heart, I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then some of the stuff around it, I'm gonna put this white paint. I don't know, maybe one day one of these people that like do anime will contact me. Who knows? I do seem to like the cartoon stuff, and it seems to vibe with me. That's why I told my friends I think I'm so good with the Grunch orders. Now the real fluffy part, I'm just gonna come over here and It's like making little clouds with this. I feel look a little better. And then the heart, I'm gonna paint the inside a little, outline it with the white paint, and then the outside. But I'm gonna keep some of the sketchings there. And then I feel like it would be look better than just to highlight some of this stuff with the white paint. Oh, that looks good. Sometimes you have to do that. And you just trace it down. You just keep going, tracing over with whatever paint you want to use. It's not perfectly centered like I would like it though. I do have a problem with centering. It's probably something I should work on. Maybe I'll look at my fairy, the guy that's called Fairy on TikTok. He can even make little squirrels. He can do a lot of amazing things with paint. I'm getting there. He does more serious pieces though. I seem to be more the fun person. I'm sure he probably could do a decent Grinch, but he does a lot of serious things. He doesn't do a lot of things that aren't serious. I don't know if I could be a serious painter. I find so many, I like to laugh and I like humor so much, which is crazy because I'm a horror writer. But, you know, my other genre that I like, I think, as much as horror, has to be hands on comedy. Love comedy shows. Like, there's something about Mary, I love that one. I love the comedy writers. I think they're awesome. Family Guy, who does not love Family Guy? Family Guy is just so good. I love all these. And comedy writing, if you guys did not know, is very hard. And only certain writers can do comedy writing. You give it up just like certain writers are really good at horror. And then obviously, only certain writers are good with the smut because I tried, but my love scenes really, really suck. I've tried them and I give it up to these writers, but I will stick with my historical stuff. I mean, it's not overly gory. I'm not trying to like gore people out. I want to say more it's like True Blood type thing, and I was going to use regular people because it does take place in the 1300s with the Hundred-Year War. So, and I do love my history, love it. And I love ancient history. I don't, I'm just not big on new history. It's okay. It's alright. That it's not what I wanted to always do though. But I do like my history writing and I love incorporating sci fi with it. I was always watching sci fi shows when I was younger. I would like to one day do a zombie movie. I think that would be really awesome. It would take a lot of money. And I would be good. I don't know. I'm not trying to be George Romero, kind of put his mark there. He's the great, he's the goat of writers. But I want to say that maybe seen so much of George Romero's movies that I could try to make him proud from the grave. I mean, nobody will replace Night of the Living Dead or anything else he's done. But like I said, maybe one day I could just he could be up in where he's at and say, "Damn, she did a pretty good job with that zombies," and enjoy it maybe. All right, this is my other Grinch. I think someone will like this, and we're gonna be happy with that too. But our food just arrived, so I am going to eat dinner, and I don't know when the husband's going to sleep, so I might come on tonight later. I might not, but I don't work tomorrow, and I'm not going to work, so I can see you guys. I'll post like in between doing my new horoscope of the day and everything. I always throw one of my new horoscopes of the day of my daily dream over here on the community of all the material that I used making like my pictures and stuff. And I will let you guys know when I'm coming on. And I do it through Chong the Dog Walk because that's what I do to communicate to everybody all through the social media. So look for the Chong the Dog Walks, and I'll be talking about when I'm coming on the live stream and all that good stuff. And it's going to be Monday through Thursdays are the days that I'm more active because I don't have to be in the bowels of hell. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, I only work 8 hours, but then Saturday and Sunday is the day that the residents give me all the nasty that they couldn't give me all week. So it's up in the air Saturday and Sunday. So I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. And I hope everybody has a good night. And thank you to everybody who supports me and who listened to the stream. And maybe one day we'll all make a difference and the animals and the people will be happy. And have a great night.